our YouTube channel. This is Money Africa. At Money Africa, we teach you how to earn it, how to grow it, and how to invest it in the long run. Today, we have a very interesting topic. Just before I proceed, if you have not subscribed to our channel, this is the right time to do it. You just need to click here on the button and subscribe. So today, we're talking about, guess, black tax. So what is black tax? The very first time I heard about it, I was thinking, what is this tax all about? Black tax? But in actual fact, black tax is what happens to people that are living in developing economies. So you're talking about Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, even other India, all the developing economies. This situation happens when one person has more dependence under them. So they feed other people because of things like high unemployment rates and also high poverty rates. Now, it gets really interesting. Based on the statistics that was done, this was for Nigeria, the average person indirectly and directly feeds about 6 people. So if that one person loses his or her job, all those other dependents will be affected. So this kind of stat then makes you start asking the question, how does black tax affect me? So you know I love storytelling. I saw the story on the internet just talking about 2 people. So let's say one person's name is Ade and the other person's name is Shade. Now, Ade comes from a wealthy family. He works in one of the big 4. Shade, on the other hand, comes from a family from a disadvantaged background, right? And they're both working in the same place. Now, they're starting off at the same place. Ade lives right next to the office, right? Now, remember that this is a huge asset of its own. Just being able to save time, get to work on time is a critical asset. Shade, on the other hand, is coming from the other side of town. She spends about 2 to 3 hours in traffic getting to work. Now it gets even more interesting. If you go back to the statistics and see what happens after 3 to 4 years, if this continues without Shade paying attention to her unique situation or even looking for how they could be helped to bridge that gap, you would see that Ade would have climbed up that ladder because of that support. He does not have to worry about transport. He lives right next to work. He has extra hours to put in extra work and he will deliver better performance and all this other metric. That is how wicked black tax is, right? So even in things that you cannot see immediately, you start looking at it in terms of performance, in terms of access to resources, amongst others. Now, how does that now happen to you? This is one of the ways it could be affected. Things like, how far away do you stay from work? Can you send them money back home? Do you have limited resources? Whenever that happens, whenever people start working, they start thinking, how about my family? How can I help them? Now, how do you balance it? How do you balance it? I love to use a scenario. Let me get you something. I can't drink from an empty cup. If this cup is empty, there's nothing to drink. So I understand that a lot of people definitely want to give back. This parents help them through university, help them through school, and now that they have a job, they want to be able to support. But if you keep this cup empty, both you and those you want to help will have no help. So how do we do it? We have to ensure that there's always liquid, there's always content in this cup. So what can you do? Number 1, have honest conversations. There are expectations. So people, once the child starts working, they start expecting some funds. They want them to pay rent, they want them to help the other younger ones get through school. Have honest conversations. Number 2, manage expectations, right? So do not overpromise. Do not overgive, right? You have to do it in such a way that it will also not hinder your cup from getting dried up. It also not hinder your cup from getting empty. So another thing you could also do, number 3, draw up a budget. So when it comes to your drawing up your regular monthly budget, you're saying to yourself, this is what I allocate towards black tax. So this is what I have to send back home, this is what I have to give to my siblings, or things like that. And it has to be realistic. Remember that this cup mustn't go dry. We have to have content here so that we can drink out of this cup. It overflows, everybody benefits. Number 4, you have to be aggressive about your personal development and your growth. And you have to be stingy, right? So you're plowing money back. You're investing in courses, you're investing in yourself, you're ensuring that you're able to get the most out of it. An example or a scenario could be this. Is it possible for you to move closer to work, rent a really small room, so that way you're productive, your mind is on fleek, you're able to deliver better, you can even do side jobs because now you have more hours to yourself. You always have to know that what you're fighting up against is bigger, right? You might have to work 2 times as hard in order to make up for this I wouldn't call it a baggage, but this particular black tax that is following you. Many people are in denial. Many people don't speak about it. Many people just continue to give, and they hit 40, they have nothing to show for it because all their lives, that thing has just spiraled and taken them in different conditions. Another thing you can also consider is insurance, right? So for those that come from family with dependents, if they were your family members were to fall ill, who would be the one to pay for the hospital bills? There are many insurance plans in Nigeria that cost about 35,000 naira for the whole year. Consider getting some of those dependents on that plan. So if anything happens to them, you don't have to pay for hospital bills. So I empathize with you. I understand that it comes with responsibility. And this is us having conversations on how can we manage black tax. So a quick recap. Number one, have honest conversations. Number two, manage expectations. Do not overpromise. Number three, draw up a budget, and it has to be realistic. Number four, aggressively invest in your development. You are fighting up against something bigger. You're putting in your personal development. You're trying to grow bigger. You're investing diligently because you do not want this cup to go dry. Do not forget to put a smile on your face. Be aware of your situations and look for how to beat it. Now, have you ever experienced black tax? Or do you know someone that is experiencing black tax? I'd like to hear from you. How have you managed this? We had a session with a client once and she told us that they do not know how much I earn back home because if they know how much I earn, they are going to ask for more. I'm not saying you should lie, but this is a story of one of our clients. So I'd like to know what works for you. Now remember, Money Africa is where you talk about all things money, whether it is cliche, whether it is cool, whether it is hot. We talk about it. Do not forget to click on the subscribe button in order to learn more. So today's topic is black tax. Now we talk about this and more in our community. What does our community entail? In our community, we talk about how to invest in foreign stocks. We talk about portfolio diversification, things like real estate. We talk about angel investing. Many people want to invest in startups, but they don't know where to go or how to go about it. We talk about cryptocurrency. What is the buzz about cryptocurrency? How can I invest in it in the long run? How can I manage it on my portfolio? We even talk about how to invest for your children. So for those that want to put money in education fund, amongst others, it's a very comprehensive plan. Now, we have two different kinds of plan. We have the premium plan where it's you and an instructor. You can get that on info@themoneyafrica.com, or you can go straight to our website www.themoneyafrica.com and sign up for an annual plan. With less than 25,000 naira, you can actually join our community and get things moving. I cannot wait for you to join. And do not do it alone. Bring your friends too. Thank you.